I'm going to see if I can increase the clubhead speed of a 24 index handicap golfer who's only been playing properly for a year. To get started, I'm going to challenge him to do 10 swings using the red speed stick to find out what his baseline is and where we need to improve. Okay, so that's Dave's 10 swings done. He's got an average of 78 mile an hour over the 10 swings with a high of 83. Now we're going to analyse his ground forces on the force plates. We're going to see where he's leaking a little bit speed. We're going to go through maybe a new swing drill to help with that, and we're going to remeasure to see if we can increase that swing speed and those ground forces. So the low hanging fruit we're going to focus on initially with Dave here is as he moves into his backswing. If we look at this percentage on the red side, as he kind of moves up to the top of the backswing, you can see how that percentage keeps getting higher and higher and higher until he reaches the top of the backswing. At this stage, you can see pretty much the majority, virtually all of his weight and his pressure has moved to his trail side. Now this is too excessive, and it means as he starts in the downswing, he's too far over to his trail side, which means it creates very little space and timing to be able to get out of the way and rotate effectively. So in simple terms, if we look at the video, we can see how his upper body is essentially past his heel line. So essentially his upper body has moved too far over to the right, and we lose a little bit of space and width in the arms because they've got nowhere to go, and that club then is struggling to basically keep width and transfer energy into the downswing. What he does actually very well, regardless of this, is he moves into the lead side and pushes out in a good timing, which saves him, but this is the only way of him making up for that area. So in short, what we're going to look to try and do is get, by the top of the backswing, the feeling of that upper body is going to be a little bit more centered, the arm's going to have more space, and as he keeps the rest of his swing in a good place in that transition, we should be able to increase some energy transfer into the club head. So the drill we're going to focus on is going to be really simple to start with. We're going to take one club or an alignment stick, and we're just going to place it between the stance to keep it simple. From here, we're then going to take a split grip with the other club. So we want left hand or lead hand on top, trail hand underneath, roughly shoulder width apart. This is going to help just feel how we can move the upper body, that trunk and that rib cage more effectively. What I'm going to look for Dave to try and do, because we want that turn into the right side a little bit more effectively and the upper body not over here, because from here, how do we get back into that lead side effectively and turn around it? We're going to feel like this left shoulder is going to almost feel like it's more in line with the stick, whereas for Dave, it would be over here. So in order for Dave to do that effectively, he's going to have to turn his trunk, that rib cage again and that right hip, to be able to wind up and be more centered. You can see how my pelvis is much more centered. My pressure now at the top of the backswing will already be moving into lead side. And from there, we should be able to feel a bit more width, so space here, rather than Dave getting all the way over here and then the arms getting really cramped and stuck. Let's see him try this drill. Let me coach that to him, and then let's retest. You're in a setup position. I want you to go into that golf posture. And now I want you to just try and feel like you can get that left shoulder more in line as you turn. Okay, brilliant. So straight away, you can see there's space here, hips moved, and this upper body has had to move in a more central manner. Okay, do that again. And I want you to just go back and forth, trying to feel some rhythm, try and feel some pace in the movement. And then as you get a bit more comfortable with that, I just want you to feel like you're going to keep turning and turn a little bit further, like you're trying to get a longer backswing. But what I don't want you to do is shift too far away from that stick. So that right hip's getting more turn, so straight away that allows the upper body to turn even more so. Now we might get more of an overswing that looks visually an overswing with the upper body, but what's happening is he's turning more centered, more width, more opportunity to create club head speed and use the ground better. Okay, so now what I'm going to ask you to do is to grip the club normal and to try and create that same feeling. So this is really good. We can see we're getting the turn. And now I'm going to say instinctively just try and do that same swing and back and forth. Good. And I want you to just try and do that a little bit faster. So you're almost moving back quicker. Brilliant. That's it. And that's exactly what I want you to repeat. So now what we're going to do, Dave's going to re-measure his speed, the 10 numbers. We're also going to look at his ground force data and see if that, in a very quick fashion, has changed anything that we want. So what we can see here is we've just applied those movement drills in a quick fashion. Is trying the aim of getting that pressure more central at the top. So as we go to the top of the backswing, you can see how now only 70% of the pressure is into the trail foot as opposed to like 95. And we can see when we zoom in on the swing, how that lead shoulder and that trunk upper body rib cage is more centered on top of the pelvis as opposed to kind of swaying off too far to the right. So essentially, we've got more height, more elevation, more space. And because he's moving to that lead side earlier, he's now able to get out the ground earlier, which helps transfer energy to the club head. So we create more space and more potential speed. So let's see how he's able to transfer this into the speed test. Okay, so the results are in. I think as you can see straight away, there's a big jump there. So the max previously was 83 mile an hour. The max, but it's not just a one-off max, it's consistently this number, is 95. So that's a 13 mile an hour increase as a maximum within literally 10 minutes. And on top of that, as an average, we've gone from 78 mile an hour to 93 mile an hour. A 15 mile an hour increase in 10 minutes, just by changing some of his movement mechanics, help him understand how he can create more space, more time, more freedom, and how this then increases the ground force and the clubhead speed. So if you're a golfer like Dave, and you want to get assessed to improve your clubhead speed, you can come along to the National Golf Centre and spend some time with me to see how you can improve your mechanics. Just contact me via the email in the description, or if you want to keep exploring this on your own and improve your sequence, make sure to watch this video next.